Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Vault, a podcast devoted to exploring the secrets to building wealth. I'm your host, Jen, and today we're discussing a very important topic, the law of success. The law of success is a central concept to building wealth, and indeed it is a driving force behind many people's quest for something greater, whether it be financial gain or other forms of achievement. Whether followed consciously or otherwise, the formula behind the law of success is the same. It is a proven method to achieving success. And, as we will see, understanding and following the law of success consciously and proactively will enable you to achieve anything you want with focus and purpose. The law commonly brings to mind Napoleon Hill's written work, entitled The Law of Success, published in 1925. We will briefly discuss his work and his wide-ranging research and its reach and applicability, but we will also propose our own, more succinct statement for the law of success. In this podcast, we will use our statement of the law of success and reference it often going forward. Our statement of the law of success will be critical to changing your mindset and focusing your efforts every day toward achieving your purpose or goals. Let's begin with Napoleon Hill's work. Napoleon Hill is best known for his book Think and Grow Rich, published in 1937. Think and Grow Rich is considered as one of the most influential and widely known self-help and success books. Napoleon Hill's philosophy of achievement, outlined in part in Think and Grow Rich, is a principle-based formula that posits that success is not due to luck, but is an actionable process focused on setting a definite purpose, persistence, self-confidence, habits and actions, and a positive mindset to transform desire into reality. Hill's earlier work, The Law of Success, was based on research of over 100 millionaires and other self-made successful people at the time, including Andrew Carnegie, the industrialist, steel magnate, and philanthropist. Hill also researched other important figures, including Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and many others across more than 20 years. Napoleon Hill based his works largely on industrial giants of the age and the rapid growth of wealth of many who started from nothing. Hill sought to understand and codify a path to success and the driving laws that governed how people became successful and wealthy. Hill's The Law of Success took several forms, including booklets on his principles, a lecture that Hill gave as he traveled around the country, a correspondence course, and a single combined and edited work published in 1928. The book itself is hundreds of pages, but it is essential for anyone wanting to understand the law, or laws, of success and how to become wealthy and successful. If you haven't read it already, add The Law of Success to your as soon as possible reading list. And add Think and Grow Rich to your list as well. These works are among the many key books you'll need to read and understand in order to establish your foundation and mindset toward building wealth. You can often find free versions to read or listen to as an audiobook. And, as we will mention several times in this podcast, we recommend reading books, including The Law of Success, as audiobooks and at a faster listening rate than the original recordings, in order to save time. Our ability to understand, comprehend, and internalize ideas and thoughts is much faster than we can read a physical book, and much faster than most audiobooks are read. In his book, Napoleon Hill gives lessons on self-confidence, initiative and leadership, imagination, the habit of saving, the law of the mastermind, profiting by failure, the golden rule, a definite chief aim, and other concepts related to success. All absolutely valuable lessons to achieving success. What Hill fails to do, however, is give a brief and concise statement of the law of success that can be immediately understood, carried forward, repeated succinctly, and instantly focused upon at any moment. This podcast will indeed explore many of Hill's concepts and philosophies, which are essential to success and building wealth. But, for this episode, we will focus specifically on Hill's idea of a definite chief aim to help build out our tailored and more concise law of success, which we will employ going forward. In more general terms, the law of success is a driving force and actionable formula propelling those who wish to do great things, and a daily habit of those who are successful or strive to become successful. As you will see, it is not some ethereal or mystical unattainable concept that only a certain few enlightened persons can possess. Instead, it is a simple, approachable, almost self-evident mental framework and paradigm. If one follows the basic principles behind the law of success, as you will see, success is inevitable. Expressed concisely, our statement of the law of success is this: identify your definite chief aim and pursue it relentlessly, to the detriment of other pursuits as necessary. Let's repeat that. The law of success is this: identify your definite chief aim and pursue it relentlessly, to the detriment of other pursuits as necessary. This may seem like a simple statement. It is. The law of success is by necessity simple. It is approachable by anyone. It is able to be harnessed by anyone. And yet success and the path to success escapes most people, primarily because people fail to understand how simple the law of success actually is. It seems to be some unattainable quest that most people do not even venture to attempt, some mystical, incomprehensible concept that most people fear or are confused by. But it truly is that simple. The law of success is: identify your definite chief aim and pursue it relentlessly, to the detriment of other pursuits as necessary. Every word in this statement is important. Yes, similar versions of the law of success exist, and if you prefer to develop your own version that works for you, please do so. But this is the version we will use because it does work. It is simple and concise. By necessity, it is approachable and self-evident. It can easily be stated, understood, and passed along. It is not a secret, and it is not meant to be a secret. This statement sets a foundation upon which we can build toward wealth, success, and other life-changing concepts. But it is real and actionable on its own. This statement boils down many of Napoleon Hill's principles and philosophies, as well as ideas stated by other leaders, writers, and philosophers. So let's break down the law of success. A clear understanding of this law is fundamental and crucial to developing a mindset of success. The first part of the law of success is: identify your definite chief aim. Let's take a closer look at this. This is a call to action. You must take action. And you must identify your chief aim. This makes the law of success personal. Success is defined by the individual, and it is an active endeavor. No one can hand you success, and no one can hand you your chief aim. Success and the path to success will not fall into your lap. You must actively pursue success. You must actively identify that which you wish to accomplish before you even start on your path. And honestly, this is one of the hardest parts of achieving success: simply defining what your goal is. Most people have literally no idea what they want to do. They have no idea what they want to achieve on any given day when they wake up in the morning, let alone what their ultimate goal is or even their purpose in life. The vast majority of people, largely unsuccessful people, lament that they are unsuccessful or desire something they do not have, and they cannot figure out why this is so. In reality, most people slog around through life in a miserable state, or they cling to mindless contentment, unfulfilled. Most people never even ask why or what am I doing here. They never set a major goal, a definite chief aim, a single major purpose, or even try to define their purpose. They simply are born into the matrix and keep the matrix going. They are cogs in the machine. Is that you? By the way, if you haven't seen the 1999 sci-fi action thriller The Matrix, add that to your list. It is not just an action film. It is a much deeper philosophical look at our existence. This podcast will mention the Matrix often, as it is crucial to understanding the world around you. We will help you break free from the Matrix, but we will also show you ways to use the Matrix and the systems in place in our society to your own advantage. But first, you must acknowledge the existence of the Matrix, and you must understand the Matrix. If you do not know that the Matrix exists, or that you are part of the Matrix, then you are already on your way to failure, and you won't know why. Alright, back to the law of success. So, the first step on the path to success is that you must identify what your goal is. If you don't have a goal, you simply cannot be successful at achieving a goal. You must first identify your goal before proceeding, and this can be exceedingly difficult. While the law of success is meant to be simple, Defining your definite chief aim, your single major purpose, is not meant to be easy. This process may take days, months, or even years of conscious thought. Identifying what you really want to achieve, either in the near term or as a major life purpose, is not an easy task. It literally borders on the concept of the meaning of life. It demands that you ask why. It forces you to ponder your own existence. But unfortunately, one way or another, time does not stop, and your life is finite and will eventually come to an end. So identifying your why and what you want to achieve is critical, not just to success, but to your entire existence. It's that important, and it should not be taken lightly. The concept of definite chief aim is also critical. These three words are very powerful. They are a direct pull from Napoleon Hill's idea of success and one of his foundational principles. Another way to state this is single major purpose or definite primary goal. We choose the phrase definite chief aim because these three words encapsulate everything we want to convey. Your aim is your goal, and it is your goal. It is something you want to achieve that you have not yet achieved. It can be a near-term goal, such as a career or personal goal, or it can be a larger life pursuit. Bottom line, it needs to be a goal of your choosing that you actively identify and state as your definite chief aim. Your definite chief aim is something you should know by heart. You should be able to state it clearly. In fact, you must state it clearly, to yourself and to others, and state it often. Figuratively, you should walk around with it tattooed on your chest. It must be a bold declaration. It can help define you, your purpose, why you even exist. You can make it that important. There should be no confusion whatsoever what your definite chief aim is, not to yourself and not to others. Your definite chief aim must be chief. Yes, you can have other pursuits. You naturally will have many goals, near-term goals, career goals, relationship goals, personal goals, etc. We are human, and we do not exist in a vacuum. But your definite chief aim must be primary. It is your absolute priority. It is given the most attention, and it demands the majority of your time and resources, first and foremost. It is the first conscious thought you have in your mind when you first wake up. It is printed out, laminated, and posted in bold letters above your light switch as you turn off your light and leave your bedroom. It is posted within your line of vision at your workplace. If it is your primary goal, if it is your main focus each and every day, if it is at the forefront of your mind in every task and interaction, then, and only then, is true success within your reach. Achieving your goal is not some lofty afterthought. It is literally staring you in the face nearly every moment of every day. The word failure does not even exist in your vocabulary because success is real and inevitable. You will learn in this podcast that success is simply the next logical step in your existence. If your definite chief aim is indeed chief, then you are already on a clear path to victory. Next, we separate out the term definite. You may have heard the term SMART goals at work, or in other contexts. SMART goals are a fairly modern development, but they are a critical aspect of your definite chief aim, your single major purpose, or your definite primary goal. Indeed, defining your goal is crucial to pursuing the law of success. We will go into further exploration of SMART goals in future episodes, but for now, you need to know that the acronym SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Goals in general that are vague are not actionable, and success cannot be defined or clearly understood. Precise, detailed, definite goals and aims that leave no room for ambiguity, again, simply make success the next logical step. Identifying your definite chief aim takes time. It may take hours, it may take years, and it may take many iterations and trial and error before you can state it simply and clearly, to yourself and to others. But success is simply not possible without defining your definite chief aim. If you don't have one, make this your top priority. The first 5 words in the law of success, identify your definite chief aim, literally get you halfway to success. Those 5 words are that important. Think about it. If you don't know where you're going, if you don't know why you even get out of bed in the morning, then success isn't even a possibility. If you go through life without a definite purpose, then you are destined by definition to be unsuccessful. Yes, you may have money and all the earthly objects you want. You may live a comfortable or even lavish lifestyle, but you are lost. But if you consciously take the time and identify your definite chief aim, your reason for even being on this planet, then success, real success, is now possible, however you define it. The next two parts of the law of success, while equally difficult in execution, are fairly straightforward. Let's take a look at them. Once you have identified your definite chief aim, pursue it relentlessly and, as necessary, pursue it to the detriment of other pursuits. Let's look at pursue it relentlessly. This means that your definite chief aim is at the forefront of your mind each and every day. It is your priority. As we said, it is your first conscious thought when you wake up. If you jump out of bed, eager to pursue your definite chief aim, and you take action relentlessly, success is inevitable. If you devote the majority of your time, the majority of your effort, and the majority of your resources to the pursuit of your definite chief aim, whatever it may be, then success is not only possible, it is a foregone conclusion. It is simply the next logical step. This, of course, demands that you have a plan of action, which is aided by developing your SMART goals, your progressive goals toward your definite chief aim, and in clearly defining what your definite chief aim is. With the ubiquitous internet and supercomputers literally in everyone's pockets, there is no excuse for not having a plan and a pathway to achieving your definite chief aim, your major purpose. You may simply need to do some research and write down an actionable plan with intermittent steps. This should be fairly straightforward if you know what your definite chief aim is, and you must pursue it relentlessly. As we will discuss in a future episode, you must take bites of the elephant every single day. If there is a wall in your way, you must break through that wall, or you must go around it, or go over it. If true success is in your future, a wall standing in your way is simply an annoyance to overcome or push out of the way. With the right mindset, the wall doesn't even exist. Success is inevitable. You will overcome any obstacle standing in your way as long as you pursue your definite chief aim relentlessly. Even small progress is some progress. And if your goal is clear, then progress each and every day will eventually get you there. Relentless pursuit is critical to your success. If you know your definite chief aim and you pursue it relentlessly, then you become an unstoppable force. As we will discuss often, the world steps aside for a man if he knows where he is going. If you know your purpose and you take persistent action, the world can do nothing but step aside and let you pass. Lastly, once you have identified your definite chief aim, and you pursue it relentlessly, you will inevitably learn that you must sometimes pursue it to the detriment of other pursuits. Because you will have other pursuits, other endeavors, and other goals, in order to be successful, your definite chief aim must be your priority. With your limited time, energy, money, and resources, your chief aim must take precedence. If your other goals and pursuits pull you away from your definite chief aim, your success comes under threat, and you must make some hard decisions. You must bring your other goals and pursuits in line with your chief aim, or you must pursue your chief aim to the detriment of other things. This is brutal, but sometimes, or rather often, necessary. You may have to put relationships on the back burner if they do not support your path to success. You may have to completely get rid of other goals if they pull you in another direction. A wolf that chases 2 rabbits catches none. If 2 or more pursuits demand your time and attention and they are not mutually supportive, then one of them must take precedence and the other, by nature, may have to suffer. This is precisely why identifying your definite chief aim is so important. If your definite chief aim conflicts too strongly with your other pursuits and goals, then you may need to redefine your definite chief aim. Or, alternatively, you may have to reevaluate other aspects of your life. True success is not easy. The path to success is not easy. Life is not necessarily easy. And your pursuit of your true purpose, your definite chief aim, may in fact be painful. If success were easy, then everyone would be successful. Potential distractions, pursuits that negatively impact your true goal, time and resource vampires, spending time on social media, spending as much time as you want with friends, even mindlessly turning on the TV or watching a show for entertainment. All of these may have to go. If you have a true purpose, a definite aim, then your life, your mindset may have to become harsh and brutal. You do not do this on purpose, of course, but it may be necessary and crucial in your pursuit of your true success. As we said, identifying your definite chief aim should not be taken lightly. The law of success, by necessity, demands that you change your mentality, change your underlying programming. The path to success is not a casual walk. It is savage combat. It is a constant battle against all the forces of society and the universe that want to keep you ineffective, worthless, and unfulfilled. If success were easy, you would not be seeking it. Therefore, you must change your mindset. You must build a new foundation and change your thinking to help you navigate your path forward. Your behaviors, your actions, your habits, your relationships, your interactions all need to change. If it hasn't worked before, don't keep doing it. This is the cruel reality of success. If you're not ready for the journey, turn back now. The law of success is this: identify your definite chief aim and pursue it relentlessly, to the detriment of other pursuits as necessary. It is simple, but the execution of this law is not necessarily simple if you're serious about achieving success. We will surely discuss the law of success and its various aspects further in future episodes. For now, we wanted to establish our version of the law of success to help build a foundation for wealth and success going forward. We do want to highlight that the statement of the law of success makes no attempt to define what success is. That is completely up to the individual. Society unquestionably has various definitions and benchmarks of success, but you will find that most of what looks like success in our world are just flashy possessions and monetary effects. Financial wealth can absolutely be part of success, but it is not the definition. Join us for the next episode of The Vault. Follow and subscribe to receive new episodes as they are posted. Take the time to think about what success means to you. What is your definite chief aim? Do you have one? Can you state it clearly? Is it written in bold letters where you see it every single day? Are you pursuing it relentlessly? If not, you have some work to do. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time on The Vault.